Hey there, Aquarius Sun, Aquarius Moon, Aquarius Rising. Welcome to your reading for this week between the eclipses. I was very energetically drained by the eclipse readings, and we have another week of that coming up. So I asked for some very simplified messages that would be easy for me to give and for you to receive, because I am certain that energy was not just felt by me. And so I'm curious, how was your eclipse? Event for you? Did you pick something up? Did you get something? I really want to know what's going on, because it felt really intense to me. So overall energy, you have this conversational dog of loyalty, community kind of energy, a very chatty energy coming through on here. The key is, though, apparently listening with kindness and compassion. They're saying to the messages that are brought forward to you, if you are open to receiving the messages that you get, that you're going to be able to really utilize them, I think, really for your benefit. And so there's a lot of community energy as I'm looking here, and it's very much about your ability to be open to receiving the messages that are being brought to you is going to totally have some kind of a big transformational energy within the heart space. So Pluto in your, okay, so next week we have retrograde coming, but Pluto is on Monday, May 1st, is going to station retrograde in your sign. And so he's going to get ready to back out of your sign for a little while. And so whatever you've picked up while he's been at that 0 degree point is just kind of going to get worked over again. So now we're going to have a lot of communication, static energy going on between Mercury in retrograde and Pluto doing this retrograde. And so in this energy, in the space between, as he's really just creeping along, it's really important. They're saying, I actually heard imperative, so I'm going to say that, but it feels important more than imperative, but that's what they said. So that you open yourself up to receiving the clarity of messages that are trying to come through. And I think that it comes through asking the question of others, what exactly it is that they're trying to convey to us. And if they're coming at you in a harsh, difficult manner, then to ask them to slow down and to speak. And it might be you. Okay, so this could be your energy, or it could be the energy coming at you. It feels like it could be both, but there is a need to have communication from the heart that is your truth and that is spoken with kindness and compassion. This is really coming through very strongly, because here at the key to the situation, we've got the whips, but here we've got somebody, telling the other person how it is, and the other one going, nah, I'm not listening to you. I don't know how that would be beneficial. And the key to the situation is to not engage in that kind of a situation. So instead, to engage in this heart-to-heart communication, the listening. They're both very relaxed. They're leaning into each other. They're kind of like, this heart is kind of turned toward, so their hearts are kind of turned toward each other. It's not exactly heart-to-heart, but it's definitely an opening in the heart space area where you're allowing yourself to listen. Now, compassion is not the same as empathy. Empathy is when you actually feel all their emotions and everything, and that can be very draining. Compassion, though, is I see you, I hear you, I accept you for who you are, and where you are in your journey. And so I'm listening. You are seen, you are heard. And that is what everyone wants. It's what you want. It's what everyone else wants. And so there is this energy around this. So here we have this, nobody's listening. Here we have this advice to really listen in. We have the throat chakra. The fifth chakra. This is Archangel Gabriel. This is speaking from your heart, but it's your truth. It is your truth that is coming through. And so what is true for you, but it's also listening to what is true for others. Because their truth is just as real to them as your truth is to you, right? I think we can all agree on that. And so there is some knowledge and some information in the heart space that you are seeking, some guidance. This closed up book means, it almost feels to me like you're not opening and sharing. And if you will open up and have these conversations, there is a big transformation that happens in the heart space. Like here we have the coffin in the heart space. That's a deep transformation. And so this is in the area of the transformation. And here we have path? No, this is the mountain. You will be shown the way. Look, she is walking through the mountains, but there is a path. And there's all these fairies, these fairy lights, these guides, these orbs, this angelic help that is guiding you along the way. And so it's treacherous. The communication about something that's difficult, it is an obstacle to overcome. And what in the area of the mountain on this reading, and do I need to adjust this? I haven't. There we go. So you can see all the cards. Now you can't see my face. I hate that too. Hold on. So sorry. I was just recording the dailies for Facebook, which is got really intense this week. So you might want to check those out. But anyway, so here in the area of the mountain, we have the card of the reception. And so reception, right? Mercury is in retrograde. That energy squares yours because it's in Taurus. Pluto is like almost not moving. It's the only planet that's in Aquarius right now. And so there is this, so it's almost like the boss and the subordinate kind of energy where there is no communication happening. Now, this does not mean, it could be at work, absolutely. But because of this card, I feel like it's more likely a friend or a partnership of some sort or the other, but there is a need to have a conversation in a way that allows everyone to feel heard and to feel self-empowered. So we have tranquility and the power of joy. Okay? Choosing to do things and taking action from the heart space. And so I feel like you are being called upon, to have somebody's back. And I think you have their back through listening to them, through allowing them to say what they need to say, and through the heartfelt conversations. It's not necessarily that you need to go and stand up for them. And you need to be heard. I feel like that this is going both ways. This goes very much both ways. Like some kind of a difficult situation. It doesn't, okay, so let's just say you're in a relationship with somebody and you're both struggling in the relationship and communication is part of the issue. Having this heart-to-heart conversation may result in you being able to move forward on better footing. Or it may be that you find the peace in being able to say, okay, this doesn't work for me and we need to move in different directions. But it's not antagonistic. It's not Five of Swords. It's not winner take all. It's more of a real communication from the heart about what is really needed and what is of value to both of you at this time. What serves your soul's evolution, both of you individually and probably collectively, but maybe not in the way that you think. I do think that there's a ability to really find the joy. And I think that for the vast majority of the people who need to have that tough conversation, things work out where you end up on stronger footing together. I think that there's some air that needs to be cleared, but it doesn't need to be cleared by yelling and screaming and you do this. When we point our finger and say, you, it slams down the door. It breaks the ability to really problem solve. Now you've got someone on the offense and someone on the defense. When what's being really recommended here is you find the joy. You find the joy by opening up and receiving, right? Those hands are open to receive, and life is supposed to be fun. And so there's tranquility that can be found in this. So you have Miracle Blossom. Let the universe bring you the extra money, let go of how, and trust that it's already on the way. Well, that is good news. Because in the area of resources, you have the anchor. And so I think this week you also find that there's an opportunity to financially benefit in some way or the other. So let's just say it is at work and it's a project you're working on, and you guys don't see it the same way. You don't see it the same way. Having this conversation here might open up some way forward so that you can, get through the mountainscape of it and overcome the obstacles. Because you are definitely, this is the community card. This is seeking Where do I fit in? How do I fit in? How do I elevate myself in a situation? And how do I elevate others, right? Because the fairy is elevating the statue. But that masculine energy is frozen because there's a need to be open and receptive. So, action to take, we have the bear. The bear is really great if you're looking at financial situations. So when you have the anchor, you have the anchor here in the area of resources, and the bear is the action to take. I really do think, especially with this energy coming through with ability to increase your finances, I think that the communication is going to be the key, though, because in the space of anchor, we have the birds, and the birds are about communication. So you have a lot of communication cards showing up here. But here, they are having a great conversation. They're not codependent, they're interdependent. They each are in their own bird. They're their companion, and they're laughing. And so this feels very much like it could be a work situation where, you know, you're on a team and you just haven't figured out how to solve the problem, but it is through the opening and having the communication and talking. So they're showing me something that happened. Oh, did I? Yes. They're showing me something. I was working on a project when I was in college, not that long ago. Really, not that long ago. I went back after my kids were almost. I actually, here's a fun fact. I went to college, 2 different colleges, and I was in the same college at the same time with each of my kids at different times. It's fun. So there was one of my teammates and we had a disagreement on how to do a project. And she kind of came at me with this energy. And I did this. I listened to her and I waited her out and I said, okay, what is it that you would really like to see us do? What is your goal here? What is your plan? And so then we had to negotiate, and honestly, we're still great friends. I mean, and it was a tense day. But it was through being tranquil. It was through listening, but also speaking my truth, not being run over, you know, we were able to complete that project. And so I think that is something that you might have going on in some aspect or arena of your life this week that needs to be dealt with all this communication staticky noise that is going on with Mercury in retrograde. It just feels like the radio station fades in and out. And when it comes in, there's all the static still playing in the background, and it's hard to communicate right now. And so maybe you need to find the place where you get a strong signal and you pull over to the side of the road and you sit and you finish hearing the story you want to hear or the song you want to hear before you proceed on. And so it's kind of that energy of, can you pause? Can you rest? Can you have the conversation? And will you listen as much as you need to speak? Not backing down, but not bullying. Huh? That's it. All right, guys. I'm on Facebook every day. Would love to see you over there. Some of those were as long as the videos over here. And some of them are super short, like they're supposed to be. So welcome to come over and join me there. All right, you guys take great care. I will see you back here for the eclipse. I have a feeling it's going to be a doozy. All right, talk to you soon.